everyone is having some sort of sickness. Ugh.
Good to know I'm not the only one suffering.
Following the trail of spice shipments, we made our way up to Nunavut Bay, Canada, the secret hub of Jean Bisson's shipping empire. As a young man, he trekked across Canada to strike it rich during the gold rush of 1852. An avid prospector, he took some chances and ended up buried alive in an avalanche.
I was frozen today.
Miraculously, the quick freeze kept him alive, and 120 years later, thanks to global warming, he thawed out. A product of his time, he dreams of taming the wild north, damming every river and chopping down all the trees, with progress delivered at the sharp end of an axe.
I was
Shipping spice for the
frozen
Clogger
today.
proved a lucrative way to bankroll his one-man war against nature. And yet, I have to feel a little sorry for him.
Oh, we're going to Canada?
He's just a normal guy
Yeah.
from the 1850s.
Canada.
Back in his day, he'd be
I
a hero,
didn't know we were
but today, he's a villain.
I didn't
Either
know-
way,
I didn't
that
know he
man's
was
got
located.
more than his fair share of the clockwork
What do you
parts.
think he was located?
What a low-tech guy like Jean Bisson is doing with robot parts is a mystery. I almost don't want to know.
I'm in West
But as
America.
always, it's only a matter of time before I find out.
I don't know.
Also, hi Latios.
Adios! Yay! Yay!
He who tames the iron horse. That's actually a really good title.
Yay, Latios! I'm so happy.
Can you tell Birb missed you?
What upgrades can we find? Ooh, that's gonna be really helpful. Ooh! Ooh! Oh my god, we need this. Oh my god, silent liberation. Thank goodness I went ahead and got all these items. Okay, definitely gonna buy silent liberation first. Oh, so I was out some Birb. I got sick and kind of stuff the whole stream. Yeah, I know how that feels.
I've got a lead on the clockwork parts.
Oh my
Head
God,
through
right.
town and out into the wilderness.
What?
You, no, that here. Okay. Because for a minute I thought, oh my god, are we in Innsmouth?
What? What you talking about, Willis?
It's a fishing town from the works of H.P. Lovecraft. It's infested with fish folk.
Fish folk.
They're called deep ones. They're basically like human fish hybrids that actually breed.
Dude, that's nasty.
Because they can't reproduce their own kind. They have to.
Get frisky with humans.
Yeah, it's not always real.
That's nice.
Also, they worship an ancient. They worship an old one called Dagon.
Like Miriam's Dagon from the Elder Scrolls?
Different Dagon.
Okay. From Call of Duty, this is Nunavut Bay, Canada. Yep. This is the girl in Nunavut Bay, Canada.
Funnier than Nova Scotia.
You're Nova Scotia.
Because nothing happens in Nova Scotia, apparently.
That is. Yes. I also want to get that alarm clock thing just in case.
Apparently, Nova Scotia is the
There's-
Delaware of Canada.
That's also true. There are bears on this map.
Oh. Be sure to beat the shit out of them.
You can't. Well, you can hit them, but you can't beat them.
Oh.
Wow, we got this train map, is it?
Why did I put down we were playing Mass Effect?
I don't know.
Like, I almost put down Just
Kills duck, bye-bye Daffy. I'm allowed to commit bird crimes. That's okay. I'm a bird. I will allow it.
I also don't give a shit about bear on bear.
Why?
Because if one of my fellow bears is trying to murder me, I'll murder them back. That's how nature works.
Nuggy, nuggy. They're pregnant. That's some fun of audios, and I got lucky by YouTube on the phone rights. It's not developed. And yes, they're regular regular bears. Oh, Jesus!
Oh my god!
You speak, bear! Totally calm down!
Roar!
Well, I forgot how strong these things are. This is gonna half away my health. Jeez.
That cabin may seem rustic, but don't be fooled. It's the control center for Jean Bison's trade empire. Sneak inside and raid his files. You're sure to find out where he keeps his clockwork parts.
Ransacking his files doesn't sound hard. Now, climbing up a sheer rock wall, that'll be a challenge.
You're in luck. Before Jean Bisson took over, this used
Oh, wait,
to be a
this way,
popular
Paul. Can I still
destination
do
for
that?
rock climbers.
Oh fuck yeah! I can believe. Hold on, let me set that up.
I'm guessing I just jump and hit the circle button to latch on.
That's right. And remember to lean back before you spring off the hook. You'll get more altitude.
Thanks for the tip. I'll give it a try.
Move, Birb. Please and thank you.
Yeah, I was about to say, where's your manners?
Good. I realized just as I said that it's not.
Jackpot, Sly. That's Jean Bisson.
Looks like he didn't notice me come in.
Okay.
Just stay out of sight and take a picture of each of his trade routes. They should narrow our search for his share of the clockwork parts.
All right, I'm on it.
Hello, Arpeggio again.
Salutations, Mr. Arpeggio. Y'all got time to shoot the breeze?
Of course, for you, chum, always. Although, must we communicate through that dreadful speakerphone?
Yeah, I can think better while my legs move. Pumps blood to your brain.
Yes, of course. One must keep blood in
Alright,
one's
we're in the
brain. But do
we're
tell,
in
is
the
there some
general
pressing
voice
matter
chat.
you'd like to discuss?
First off, are you still coming on schedule to get that Northern Lights battery?
Yes, we're well underway. My blimp should arrive at the end of the week.
Bullseye. For second, when you gonna give me a look-see at that clockwork brain of yours? I'd sure like to buy it off you.
Be song, you cavernous troglodyte. You've already got the lion's share of the parts. Would you take my meager portion of the robotic bird for your own and strip me of all my earthly pleasures?
Easy there, partner. in a lather. It's just that I found some real use for the clockwork parts I got. Why, I put 3 of them in the engines of my best trains. With those
Hello?
robotic doohickeys feeding the fire, them trains will run all night and all day.
Sly, did you hear that? Bison's hidden the Iron Horse blueprints in his trunk.
Testing, 1, 2.
Holy shit.
Excellent. Now get out of that cabin before
Okay.
you're spotted.
Sounds like you're
Hey, guys.
capital use
Hello.
share of the robotic loot. But for now, the clockwork brain
Hello,
station
everyone. I
will be
returned from the. I returned
Although, when I arrived to pick up the North
from a brand of stupidity.
After
Oh.
analyzing Bison's decorating techniques,
Say that. Say something again.
above the mantle.
Yeah, Discord broke on me. I said I came back from Dimension X and made my personal brand of stupidity.
All right. Okay. Volume should be good now. Say something.
Hello, how do?
All right, that was too low. All right.
I always hated that freaking icicle thing.
Okay, you're good. All right, I'm gonna move that. I'm gonna move that, and let Chocobo take the reins. Yes. Let's do it. Yep. We did it.
Good to be back, Birb. So, how you been?
Pretty good. Got a bit of a congestional issue, but I'm okay.
Allergies are fun. Except no one ever.
Wait. More money. Yep.
If you have a Discord, Chocobo, I'm gonna have to ask Bear to help me connect to it because I've got a Transformers story I think you'd enjoy.
Oh yeah, he does have a Discord. He
Rarely uses it.
rarely uses it, but
I mean, I'm still on it and whatnot.
but I'm sure he'll use it for. I'm sure he would use it to read your stories.
Yes.
Yep, just like I thought. Get to the fish above the mantle and steal those blueprints.
Because I got a few poo-wop I think you'd enjoy. In the case of the Transformers one, I mentioned that more or less made multiple Mass Effect references.
That's a bad game.
Including not limited to the fact that Optimus Prime is currently trying to contact the Citadel because Protect the Flight Mission.
That's not good. I don't think. I don't know.
Oh, they got it. They go with that nothing.
Montiel, so you're watching the stream on your phone?
Yes.
Okay, can I ask you to turn it down because it's causing some kind of feedback?
Just a moment. Is that better?
Yes.
Much better.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what it is with my phone's volume, but sometimes I can only really hear the screen comfortably when I have it blasting at max.
Oh, I've been there.
But yeah, it also reduced the background noise on my part, so this is better.
Much better.
I bought a fish dad.
Looks like a crocodile.
He's a mosasaurus.
Also, it's a crocodile. Like alligator.
And I say fish dad because in Sentai footage, he was essentially a father figure to the Sixth Ranger.
Oh, I should mention it on the note of like Toku stuff. We're getting more and more images of the upcoming 30th anniversary special.
Nice.
And a basic synopsis that leaves me more than a little worried.
Yeah, isn't Rita coming back?
Evidently, they're making it sound like there's a revenge story going on with the Yellow Ranger's daughter.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Are they gonna say Trini was killed by Rita?
I hope not.
Because that would be in bad taste. That'd be in real bad taste.
Really hope not. I really hope not.
The last trophy bass is above the fireplace. Be careful.
But among some of the other images we've seen, we now not only have that one image of the command center with the busted up tube, but now we're also seeing the palace on the moon.
That's the last of the blueprints.
Wait, seeing what on the moon?
Rita and Zed's palace.
Yo. I forgot. That.
Yeah, that's still there.
Yeah, I forgot it's still there.
Armed with all three
It's just
blueprints,
there on the
you
moon.
should be able
It's
to
like
isolate
Phoenix
and
from
track Iron Horse train
Kamen Rider Wizard.
satellites.
He's still up in the sun, burning to death and reincarnating over and over again.
That sounds like fun. No,
The hilarity is, the last time we've seen that palace, technically speaking, even if it didn't look like it, was in Forever Red.
And that was years ago.
I'm gonna put it to you this way. That special is 20 years old.
Oh, fuck. That means I was 10. I was 10 when that came out.
Like, it's over 20 years old. It came out in, like, mid to late Wild Force, so, like, somewhere around mid to late 2002.
Yeah, I was around 10.
I was 8.
This appears to be the only way up. Keep an eye out for those rock climber wall hooks.
Whoever built
They
her
might be
whoever built that palace is like a really good architect, because the fact that it's still standing.
I mean,
This is
let's review all the stuff it's
We
been
have
through.
total access to
It's
the
been
crazy
invaded by the
gears.
Rangers multiple times during Rita and Zed's reigns. Zed himself infiltrated the place to kick Rita out. The Sheet Empire showed up, bombed the living crap out of it, and then just moved right in.
Yeah.
Thanks to Sly's efforts, we now know the location
Then
of
there
all
was
three of the local
there
clockwork
was
parts. Two
There's the
lugs
defensive
and
countdown
a
to
stubby.
destruction and a Z-wave
John
that shook up
Bisson has
everything
grafted
inherently
each piece
evil.
to the engine in one of his Iron Horse trains. This
there was
improvement
Forever
allows
Red.
the trains to run all night
Blue,
and all day.
Forever Yellow.
We won't have the luxury of sneaking in while they're stopped.
Forever Larios.
While they're in motion, the only way aboard
That
is
place has
through a
been through a
hatch
lot.
on the caboose roof,
And
which
here's the
unfortunately
crazy
has been
part,
locked
like,
down. These need
that
to
palace
go.
has been there since before
First,
Rita
collect
created
the
that
spice
spell
gas
to
from the
make
balloons
the
above
moon
town,
breathable.
and then land on the back of the caboose to blow off the locks.
Wait.
Once the way is cleared, I'll suit up and jump into Iron Horse #1.
Yeah, the
while
fact
it
the moon has
passes
an
near
atmosphere
town.
in Power Rangers has a
With some
canonical
luck,
explanation
you'll
that
have the
Rita's
first
magic pick
Clockwork
had
Lug in a
created
few
the
hours.
atmosphere that currently exists around it.
Okay, that's not what I was like surprised by. I was surprised by the fact that the palace was there before Rita.
Yeah, it was there to guard the Zeo Crystal, which was there in the basement of the palace in the force field.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah. Like, Power Rangers lore is a lot more convoluted than we give it credit for.
I bet it is.
Considering it is creeping up on its 30th anniversary, I would hope so.
I'm gonna say it right now. Power Rangers lore is weird.
It is! It's very weird, but it's fun.
Yes. Also, like, just I want to go back to the in space. No, not in space. The Lightspeed Rescue crossover with what was it? Lost Galaxy?
Yes, Lightspeed Rescue crossover with Lost Galaxy, unless you're talking the time they showed up in Time Force.
No, I'm talking about the Lightspeed, the Lost Galaxy one with the little girl, and she goes to.
Leo's actor was not happy about the fact that the little girl got more attention in the script than the returning Galaxy Rangers, and more or less walked off the set when filming was done.
Yeah, I heard about that. But like the thing that always
not sure he was coming back by the time of Forever Red, so they more or less had to cram him in when he did come.
But the part that I always remember is the old lady that the little girl goes to, and she says, "Now you know there's no such thing as monsters in the city that is constantly attacked by demons."
In a city that is constantly attacked by demons, in a world that suffered an alien invasion not even 2 years ago.
I believe Linkara dubbed her the dumbest person in Power Rangers.
He did. And she maintains the title, though there has been some stiff competition.
Like, I am starting to be of the opinion that there are, like...
Oh, by the way, his most recent episode of HOPR, I'm just gonna put this out there. He had a freaking absolute meltdown when he realized that Dino Fury is supposed to take place in the Prime continuity.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any
How am I
fucking
supposed to get up
sense.
there to collect the spice?
It really doesn't. But it's there.
But, yeah, I'm starting to think that, like, people in the Prime continuity, like, you know how we have fake news here in our world? I think that's what's
Sounds like
happening in
fun.
the Power Rangers world. There are some people who refuse to believe the alien invasion ever happened. They're
Why
saying,
do
oh,
it
it's
go
fake news.
Denatured spice gas is very unstable at lower altitudes.
I guess they suppose they think Paraventure and its launch is fake news too.
So
Yeah,
you're saying
probably.
we either land on the
And all the
caboose
people who left
or
on it just
get blown to
mysteriously
bits.
disappeared or never existed to begin with.
Chemistry can be a harsh
Or we're
secret.
actors.
Actors who spontaneously damage stuff on the face of the earth.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, because, like, when the Blair Witch Project first came out, and the actors kind of disappeared from the public eye when the movie first came out.
The spice gas is lighter than air. Popping balloons should keep you aloft.
Yeah, like, I look at the MMPR team up that we've got going on for this special, and I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm looking at here, because it's basically the Season 3 team with the Season 1 Black Ranger and a new Yellow Ranger.
Yeah. Because, I mean... Like, I know for a fact that Kimberly's actress probably wouldn't come back.
I'm not even sure if he was contacted, frankly, but...
Well, she became like she actually became a big-time actor. She was in a police drama a while back. I don't know if she's been in anything recently.
He also stated John was also in legal trouble at the time, which is why Hasbro elected Steve Cardenas to come back as Rocky instead.
Yeah. And, of course, there's the whole thing with Jason Frank.
Which, apparently he turned it down.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, he was so eager to come back to Power Rangers every other time. What changed?
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, there's a lot going on with that it's weird.
I may never truly understand it.
But, and of course, Trini will never be able to come back.
Because her actress has passed away in a car accident back in like 2000, 2001. An episode of Time Force was dedicated to her.
The gas tank is full. Find a caboose and try for a landing.
So, and like, really the only two original like season 1 Rangers that could make it are David Yost and can't remember the black. Yeah. But honestly, like, I'm kind of glad that the Stone and Canyon trio is back.
I didn't see Adam at all in that lineup.
The gas tank is
Oh,
full.
Adam's there.
Find a caboose and try for a landing.
I figured he'd come back, but
Here's the thing, though. Like,
who's going to be playing if he's not going to be in the Rangers team?
no, he's in the Rangers team.
There's just one caboose left.
So we got 2 Black Rangers.
Nope.
So hey, Nexus is here.
One more caboose.
You want me to tell you what suit he's gonna be in?
Someone put him in green.
Yup. Hi, Nexus.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Because production shots of
Like, I did see the Green Ranger costume, but like,
yeah.
I'm not sure how they'd handle that in universe, because that opens up a whole can of... I don't want to answer these questions.
Yeah.
You're full up on gas.
Well, I mean, like, how do they have like their old powers back anyway?
Well, they do answer that for Forever Red, in that apparently Lord Zed used one of his power prior to the Z-Wave to create fake, quote-unquote, MMPR morphers. Basically, he did what he did with the Green Ranger clone and make it a duplicate morphers and power coins, and that's what Ted Jason was supposedly using in Forever Red.
Okay.
As for Adam, when he came back for the Monster Ranger 2-parter, the Sentinel Knight somehow, despite not having the power to physically manifest himself or interact with anything, managed to restore the powers of 5 previous Rangers, several of which had permanently lost their powers.
Yeah, that's weird.
In Adam's case, though, I think it was more for a matter of he knew who to contact to repair his morpher, because in space, he did have the original morpher with the original Astronaut coin. It was damaged, but functional.
Right.
So, if he knew who to talk to, he could just get it repaired.
But yeah, apparently Adam is wearing a uniform with a very familiar badge.
Oh yeah, that SPD looking badge.
Yeah, except it's SPA, Space Patrol Alpha.
I mean, they'd have to start setting that up at some point. SPD takes place in 2025, and Tommy's canonical son is in SPD, so they can't just shift it to like 3025.
That's true.
Sly,
Did you make this, Nexus?
Slow down, Bentley. What happened?
Murray,
He
went out
sent me a
looking
drawing
for a
of
snack and got
Jotaro.
captured by
Josuke
Inspector
from Part
Fox.
4.
Carmelita? She's here?
Yay!
Don't worry,
Carmelita's
Bentley.
here.
I know how to
Yay.
handle her.
But I don't know where she's locked up, Murray. I'm used to having all the facts.
Calm down. Carmelita's not cruel like the Contessa. I'll follow her without being seen. She's bound to check on Murray sooner or later.
Okay, that's a good plan. Just don't get caught
Oh,
too.
me?
I
Damn.
don't want to be alone again.
Oh. Ooh, that hits. That hits hard.
Yeah, it does.
Did I miss something?
No, it's just Bentley saying, I don't want to be alone again.
Oh, that's right. Lagos was here when we did the Contessa's other mission.
Yeah. These three are brothers, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Spent a solid 30 minutes. That's still really good. Like, that looks like official art.
Oh, that was a smash barrel, not a jump in and hide barrel. Okay.
I love how there's a distinction.
Alright, Metal Gear Solid series, don't fail me now.
Also, now that I've bought the Mosasaurus Megazord, I now have all 6 Dino Knight keys. Which would probably matter if I had the Dino Fury Morpher, but I don't.
What's Dino Morpher?
The Dino
Oh,
Fury
don't
Morpher.
get me started on the weirdness with the Green Morphin Master, because that goes back to paint several other series.
Okay, hold on. Multiple people talking. What did Nexus say?
That's the second time drawing.
That is very impressive. Alright, Latios, what were you saying?
Just don't get me started on the Green Morphin Master, because the stuff they say she did and implied, it infects a lot of other series. And for me, it actually damaged the ending of Wild Force somewhat.
I remember hearing about that, but
The Green Morphin Monster has basically been doing the whole, like, after they started creating powers for the first batch of Rangers, they decided to take the observe but not interfere vow like the Watchers in Marvel, except Green decided to just keep intervening.
I do like that they use that.
I mean,
try
it
and
doesn't-
like explain a lot of the like they do try to use that to explain a lot of plot holes and stuff.
Hey, criminal.
That's
You doing
basically
okay
how
in
they
there?
explained away every
it's
plot
tight,
hole.
but
It's
you
like
won't
the
get shot if you
Unicron
hold still.
singularity excuse for
okay.
Transformers now.
And thanks for that bag of jelly beans. I was starving.
Won't be long now. Once I bust the other members of your gang, we'll get out of here.
I'm grateful
So,
for the
how it
jelly
affects
beans
Wild
and all,
Force,
but
it
aren't
basically
you on the
implies that it
outs with
wasn't the
Liverpool
fighting
right now?
spirit of the
I'm an
humans willing
honest
to
cop.
defend the
First
Earth
thing the
curse
Cooper
with
gang
Pith
prove my innocence and show
everything they've
everyone
got
that Constable
that brought the
Newman's
Wild
set me
Zords
up.
back, but instead the Green Morphin Master threw them a bone.
I hear she got promoted.
Whatever. Just sit tight. I'm going to look for your pals.
I love the fact that she's actually concerned over Murray, and she
Murray,
gave him a
I've
bag
come to break you
of
out.
jelly
Fat
beans.
chance! This thing is triple
That's why I said,
padlocked and
arm's
Inspector
not
Fox
cool.
is carrying all the keys.
Come on, buddy. You know I'm an expert at pickpocketing.
She's tough, Sly. If you manage to get a key, you'd better run for it. Carmelita's sure to notice and chase after you.
Leave her to me.
And Sly's just like, chase after me, you said.
Well, I mean, yeah, if Sly and Carmelita get
You
together.
tough one. If you manage to get a key, you'd better run for it. I've yet to see how that's a downside.
Yeah, because I mean, if Sly and Carmelita get together, they'll make Latios. Hey.
What?
Yeah,
My
that.
keys!
I'm just really jazzed about that whole fan thing. I love that. I'm just really jazzed about that.
Speaking of, how are you liking the setup so far? I know I haven't touched that in a while, so how is it?
I love it. And Bear explained the whole situation with
One
that. That
slip
like
up
you
and you're
focus on one
mine.
thing to do another thing. I understand.
Yeah, I explained to him how you focus on one thing you like, and then you move on to another.
That's the thing with my autistic hyperfixations. That happens a lot.
Because because Chocobo has experience with that because of me in high school. Because like there was a period of time where I was obsessed with Kamen Rider, and I was obsessed with Gundam instead. And I explained it to him like that, and I believe Bird's.
Yeah, perfect understanding.
Yeah, I believe Bird's reaction was, oh, okay.
Yeah, just to fully be clarified, Bird, I am on the spectrum like a bear.
So am I.
I don't know where you went, but I
And
know
a
where
lot
you're
of
going.
what he
Jail.
does, I do too.
Yeah, I don't know, Bird, I don't know if you hyperfixate like we do.
Well, the only time I do a the only thing I'm hyperfixated on right now, and I'll probably stick with me for a while because I do actually care about this stuff, is D&D.
Okay.
Which explains why I have 27 books of those things.
Jesus!
They're either it's the DM's handbook, the player's handbook, monster manual, a whole bunch of like character supplements, adventure books.
Evidently, there's a YouTube channel that does like, what D&D moral alignment would this character be based on kind of like characters from different fiction. They have their own setup for like homebrew Dragon Ball races that they're working on for different games. Last I checked, they were just about finished with the D&D 5th edition.
Interesting.
What just?
You could be a Saiyan, and a Freezer race, a Majin, a Meki, an Earthling, half Saiyan, and so
Carmelita
on.
before you try to free Murray.
But I digress.
You can't run forever,
As far
coward.
as the setup I've brought up here, did you guys like my choice of location?
Yes.
Yes.
I figured, yeah, it seems like it would be like small enough that Fly could easily traverse it, and would be just quiet enough that if he chose to take a break, he could. But also, it's not completely quiet, so there's still work to be done.
Right.
Honestly, I think the hardest is the barrier I'm facing with that particular story is just getting myself back into the Sly head mindset.
I can understand.
Let's see, headset. Help me.
Thanks, pal. I was getting a Charlie horse standing in that box.
Oh,
My pleasure.
I hate Charlie.
You know how I love to mess around with Carmelita.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's weird. See you back at the safe house.
That's my alarm to go take my medicine. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I do look forward to writing more of that West End Mining Fixation ships back into it.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I finally get to be a part of something cool and whatnot.
I have learned over time that I can sort of nudge the fixation into that direction if I surround myself with media, games, whatever of the thing I'm trying to fixate on. So I should probably just marathon the Sly games again.
Or might just play it. Or me, rather.
I mean, yeah, seeing you and Bear play Sly 1 is what got me to realize I still want to write that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so just to bring this up, I'll be introducing Bear's character first, then yours.
Yay!
Attention, man. This here's
When I start assembling the new gang.
John Basson. That was a quality job you boys did unloading the spice on them boats. Soon enough, I'll have one of them special Iron Horse trains come by and pick it all up for distribution. Stay sharp, and once this here spice business is taken care of, we'll have ourselves a hunting party. Go out into the woods and kill us some bear.
According to this timetable, Iron Horse number 1 should be passing by any time now.
I see it. It's moving awfully fast.
Just jump on the
Alright,
doors
I'll be
and
right
go into
back.
the
I'm gonna
hatch.
use the bathroom.
Piece of cake.
Alright.
That's why you always get the jetpack. Thank God I got the jetpack.
This reminds me of the laser hallway from Resident Evil. Also from the first Resident Evil.
I saw that.
It's not bad. I mean, like those movies eventually got like really bad, but like, the first one was okay, I suppose. But the first one had the laser hallway where like they're trying to get to a computer core, and like it's just a small hallway. Well, small, but like long, but like it's a long hallway, but like not a lot of room to move around. And like both doors like lock behind, like lock in front and behind them, and a laser grid activates and starts killing off the characters one by one, or like the soldiers, and like when it's down to the cool black guy, he decides to try and jump and like move out of the way of the laser, and then the laser turns into a grid, like a laser grid, and just cuts him into pieces.
Oh, I got two for
It's like one of the coolest scenes.
Ain't something that I want to pick up, but that's okay.
Outstanding. Chalk up one strange robot organ for us.
Welcome back.
One less iron horse train for John
Would this
Bassan.
technically need to be Clockwork as black ones?
Probably.
Since it was being used on a train.
Probably.
Things are going great.
That's
We've
just
already stolen one
confused
of
as to
John
why he
Basson's
has robotic
great
lungs in the
clockwork
first place.
However,
Actually,
Iron
yeah, why
Horse
does
2
he have
and
that?
3
Because,
are
like, as
going
a
to be
robot, you
little
wouldn't need to
tougher
breathe.
crack. First, I'll need to hop
Depending
aboard
on
Iron
if
Horse
he
2
replaced his
and do a
lungs
little
with those
preemptive
before he was
RC
fully
chopper
mechanical.
strike to clear out the air defenses. Once cleared, it'll be up to Sly to work his magic in the interior to get at
I
that
just
second
love how Sly's
clockwork
like,
lung.
hey, this is one weird guy. All the clockwork cards he could walk away with, and he goes off with the heart, stomach, thinking the lungs? What gives?
To catch up with Iron Horse number
Yeah,
3.
stomach and the lungs,
Don't
not
worry,
the heart.
the
That
Cubs
was
won't be
somebody
hurt.
else.
Although I can't say the same for the guards.
What?
The Sly hate of the dog running away from the bear gets me every time.
Okay, I'm gonna run one more time to see if we find that last coolant bottle. Just missing one. I'll also get some cash if I got here later. Who knows?
I'll be honest. There have been times where I played Sly 2 where I intentionally went back to this world just to screw around and make Carmelita chase me around the place for no apparent reason. I swear I must be a Cooper in another life if that's something I just do for fun. So, here's something I was thinking of while I was gone.
What?
When you guys were growing up, did either of you watch much of a Nicktoon called My Life as a Teenage Robot?
Yes.
Yes. I love that show. One of my favorites.
Like, legit, that world is like super interesting, especially with the Art Deco style going on. Like, I want to explore that place.
Yeah, the Art Deco art style was cool.
It's still like nothing then and nothing now looks like it.
Like, I know that a lot of posters and stuff for Disney's The Rocketeer was done in Art Deco, and like, I fucking love The Rocketeer. It's one of my favorite movies. I wish it became a series, but
I'll be honest here, whenever I try to think of pre-war Fallout, I tend to think of just as Trevorton and My Life as a Teenage Robot, and that's what pops into my brain.
But yeah, I love the Art Deco retro future thing that they got going on.
This is funny because the retro future thing was the future as envisioned by the 30s, not the time period that Fallout actually would have taken place.
Also, I do remember XJ9, Jenny had sisters.
Yep.
XJ's 1 through 8, yes.
And
they teased an XJ10 twice.
yeah, I remember.
Once as a joke for Dr. Wigman, which, by the way, making Jenny think she's gonna be obsolete soon, yeah, no, I don't think that's funny.
But it was interesting because 1 through 8.
But in the Christmas special, where she was basically hijacked and used to ruin every major holiday over the span of a year and had no recollection thereof, When she gets back home, she finds Dr. Wakeman with blueprints for XJ10. It's making a business kid reference, because, like, it's there and then it's gone.
I do like the 1 through 8 all seem to kind of like hit different parts of growing up. Because like XJ1 was a baby. And XJ8 was like, I think XJ8 was the big bulky one, right?
Yes.
Which could be seen as an allegory for puberty.
And of course, the deep monotone, male-sounding voice is just perfect too.
Yep. Wait, Carmelita's still around?
Yeah.
She's always wandering the map from that mission onward.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Very now.
Why do you think I said I'd come back to make her chase me when the game's like moved past this point?
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
No problem.
I just heard you say that you like to come back to this level and mess around.
Which gives me no idea of fun.
No, for this job, we're going to have to rely on a stronger force. The love of a mother or her child.
You got something
Anyways.
to tell me?
Yes, I've had the good fortune of locating...
It turns out how Teenage Robot was becoming one of my more recent hyperfixations as I started watching more and more clips and getting immersed back in that world.
Hey, Drifty, what's up, man? I'm here with the gaming Chocobo and our good friend Latios as we are playing
The Sly Cooper.
the Sly Cooper.
Beware, cubs, for you are hunted by the Murray.
And we're just kind of shooting shit right now, talking about...
I got abducted in Elm Ring. Alright, Bear, you might want to look away for this. I'm just gonna have to kidnap one of your youngins, is that okay?
I mean, I don't have any kids, so yeah, go ahead.
But that's still, this is still your younger version of your kind. Anything okay, man?
You have the okay, because it's not my kid.
But it's still your kind.
So? I don't ask you permission every time I feel like having Chick-fil-A or KFC.
Yeah, that's true.
Granted, you're not eating the cub, but still.
Good work, Murray. I'll send you the coordinates to the next bear cub.
One idea that I had for, like, if I were to do a one-shot from that universe, this would probably be what I'd do.
Sorry to say it, but the other cub is...
What if there were still loyal followers for Queen Vectex even after she was ousted from her crime? Like, someone as influential as her, there'd still be someone trying to follow her around.
Yeah, probably.
Well, that was fast. The mother is already on her way. That was
Bear
beautiful.
hug.
Just like a nature documentary, only more violent.
I don't know what nature documentaries you've been watching, Bentley, but that was tame compared to some of the shit I've seen.
Yeah.
Bentley, have you ever seen this nature documentary called Cocaine Bear? I still have yet to watch that film.
Why haven't you? I haven't seen it.
Because when I had a chance to see it, I decided to watch Violent Night instead. Because it's Santa Claus beating up people as a good guy.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Oh
Like-
crap! Saint Nick went mercenary. Run!
Like, they play with the idea of
Heads up, Bentley. Here comes Iron Horse number
of
2.
jolly old Saint
You and
Nick
that RC chopper of yours ready?
being from the
We'll
ancient
get the
Vikings.
job done, provided I
Because,
can
like,
catch up with that train.
If you actually like do some research, Odin of Norse mythology may very well be Santa Claus. But
I'm listening.
but for this movie, instead of like just saying, "Oh, he was Odin," no, he was
This had
a
better work. Sly won't stand a
was
chance
a
making it
Viking
through this
called
train unless I
Hickman the
neutralize
Red.
the aerial defenses. Good thing I outfitted the RC chopper with a new cannon. Let's see.
he was a very
the X
violent
button drops
Viking
bombs and the square button shoots
who
forward.
had a warhammer called Skull Crusher.
I should bomb those missile launchers before things get ugly.
And somehow at some point he ended up becoming Santa
I'm
Claus.
going to cry.
Alright, just around small world, don't fail me now.
Oh yeah, by the way, I mentioned before that I have had Mass Effect elements crossing over to my Transformers story. Red seems to be trying to do the reverse.
Yeah, I saw, and I also saw like the 48 like dings on my phone of you like giving a backstory that you decided not to use.
Yeah, I gave him the freedom to decide not to use it.
I know, but it's like you write up a draft for a movie, and then like you go to pitch it, and they're just like, no.
The most coherent thing out there. There are details I missed, stuff I could have omitted in favor of the stuff I missed. It's a mess.
Yeah. Still, it's like it just made me think of like someone like writing a script for a game and then like trying to like pitch it, and the studio like this like just in one sentence the studio's like, no, we're not, no. Which I'm sure happens a lot.
I'm sure that's more common than anyone will ever know.
This is it. The
Oh,
final
and
stretch.
he has a particular distaste for my repeated usage of the Quintesson occupation.
Really?
Whether Quintesson actually build the bond or just slave them and attempt to rewrite their history to make them think they built them. Like, I like the idea of the Quintessons being tied into Cybertronian history and having a personal stake in what their planet does.
But I guess Reg just isn't into that.
I guess. And I'm not gonna take precedent for that. Like, some people prefer Quintesson origin, some people prefer Primus origin, and some people like me like a hybrid origin. By the way, I'm just gonna put this out there. When you do get pet to the Lumberjack games and they want you to use the alarm clock, use the Tom gadget again. It actually works.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, that scared me. be right back. Can I grab his Bentley? Just need some more, okay, need to grab slide. Oh.
Hey, Phil. Yeah, Frank. Ever notice these trains never actually go anywhere? Just shut up and do your patrol.
Hey, Frank, you ever notice how, like, all of a sudden we have less guards around here? No. Maybe. I don't know. Just do your job.
The only thing Red and I have ever actually agreed upon was that if the Cybertronians ever came into contact with the Quarians, the gas conflict would have been a lot different.
Oh, it would have. Absolutely.
How so?
In my own personal history and the draft that I came up with, and Eric can vouch for this, I had the Cybertronians show up just about the point where the Geth would have started gaining that level of sentience, and through interacting with his actually sapient machine life, the Quarians are a bit more accepting of these Geth, and you know, do these units have a soul?
God, that's a hard question to answer.
After having experienced interacting with the Cybertronians, they would not only eventually conclude yes, but I personally believe the Quarian-Geth war would have actually been prevented.
Now, actually, that does bring up a good question. Though, that I just thought of when you were talking about the whole Geth having the Quarian having a soul thing. So, my childhood friend made me a Marvel superhero identity, and basically he's just a robot, but the only human aspect of him is, I think it's either, I'm trying to remember if it's either his mind or his subconscious. Like, he still has a subhuman conscious or whatever. Does that make him human? Yeah, it's just his conscious, that's right. So, robot body with a human conscious. Not there.
I mean,
how much of a human mind and subconscious makes one human is a very difficult thing to pin down.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this is a question that more or less can never have an answer.
this is the type of question that sci-fi shows love to talk about.
Hell, I'm pretty sure Gundam has tackled it more than once.
Yeah. I know Star Trek has tackled it like so many times that like, oof.
Guess that's what happens when you have an android.
Someone actually asked me at one point, you know, Kirk or Picard. I said Cisco.
Look, as long as you didn't say Janeway.
No, I picked the one guy that successfully made Q screw off. You punched me! Picard never punched me! Not Picard.
Music box.
You got the music box move!
Yay.
Oh, I love using this.
The music box gadget?
Yes.
Slide, the second Iron Horse train is coming too fast!
I particularly enjoyed throwing it into groups of enemies and just watching them all pass out, so I could just go and pickpocket them in a bunch and then just leave. Yeah, that was a good nap. Why does my wallet feel lighter?
The other Clockwork Lunch plug should be hooked into the engine's furnace.
Well, that was a good net. We
Make
were
your way
made
up
worth
there and
our wallet.
grab it.
Wait, it's over here. Why is it empty?
Where are my keys? Why did they even take my keys? My car's not even here.
It's in another country.
It's at the border.
Seen how many missile launchers there were attached to these train cars. I don't like saying that it took some real
Oh, man.
I just realized how stupid that is. Why would you leave your car at the border?
Who does that?
Yeah, why would you do that? I'm pretty sure they let you take your car through the border. Which reminds me, I've been playing the South Park Fractured But Whole in my off time, and I found the border to Canada.
Yeah, buddy, you can have here, buddy.
And there's just a giant wall barricading,
Fantastic. We're
like,
raking
just
in the
keeping me
clockwork
from going to
parts
Canada.
left and
There,
right.
buddy, you can't come in here, buddy. Get that, buddy.
Please don't mention giant walls, or I'm gonna have to mention in the comment Fowler made in the
Okay,
Transformers
guys,
story.
this is it. Time to break into Iron Horse number 3 and carry away the clockwork stomach. Now, the train's moving
Damn it,
too
now I have
fast
to
to
bring it
jump
up, don't
onto
I?
here in town.
I was about to
so
change
we'll have
subject.
to catch up with it on Murray's new hand car. Once we're in position, Sly will hop
So,
aboard and make his way
Chocobo,
up
for
to the engine.
context,
While he travels through
the
the interior,
Autobots are a
I'll
public
provide air
figure
support
now
with
on
my
Earth.
RC
It's
chopper.
been a while since the end of the war,
I've planned
and they
this as
have
a
a deal
textbook
with
train
the
robbery.
the
If we all do
human
our
governments
jobs right,
use shared
what could
technology.
possibly go wrong?
This treaty they signed to do so specifically prohibits the trading of Cybertronian weapons. Optimus was very firm.
And I guess I
Doesn't
makes
use
that
a
tree.
top asking. To the point where some people, like Agent William Bill Fowler, former Ghostbuster, well, he more or less says nobody should have those weapons. We just barely escaped the term with a literal cartoon supervillain president. We don't need any more hazards like that.
Got it. Strong work, Murray.
Yeah, sure. The Murray's strength.
Any and all political
No,
debates
limit.
in the comments are now invalid. I am sorry. Bye.
You're on, Sly.
Yeah, you're good. I'm not gonna
Steal
get
the clockwork stomach.
get
That John
like that.
Basson's one strange
Look, all I'm
guy.
gonna say,
The Claw Gang divides up the clockwork parts.
Is
and he
it-
walks away with the stomach and lungs?
we
It still
had
creeps me out.
we
Get
had
me
our
down
first
later
black
when we start
president and
riding
then our
an
first
antique
Chino
hand car
president.
at breakneck speeds.
Good point. It's time for a train robbery.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got this thing. Holy crap, this is amazing. Oh, what the hell?
Whoa!
What happened? How'd I teleport?
He used the world.
So wild though.
Or is it transmission? Legit, I hate having to fight people who uses the transmission in Xenoverse 2. Like,
Past me.
I cannot figure out how to use it myself, so when someone else uses it effectively against me, I just feel aggravated.
My Iron Horse trains by. Jiminy, I get hot neath the collar just thinking about how I cut that boy down. I'd kill him like a spotted owl. I sure would.
Oh yeah, he says by Jimmy, and that reminds me, canonically, the only character that cursed in the Sly Cooper series was
Hey, Cooper,
Carlita.
thought I might find you here. Just can't stay away from these
Wait, what?
clockwork parts, can you?
In one of the
I just do
comics,
it to meet
she
exciting
actually
ladies
shouts
like yourself.
down
If you'd
at
like
one
some
point.
excitement, why not
I
climb
forget
up
the
the top of the
context
train?
exactly, but
I'm
she is
sure
the
it's
only
worth
character in
a
the
hot
Sly Cooper
thing.
series to
Maybe
ever
even show
swear.
you my new ride.
No thanks, Neela. I've seen enough already.
What's the problem, Poodle? Afraid you can't take me on?
Poodle?
Have to call up
Oh,
your little
bitch,
friends
you woke
for
up,
help.
you woke up a
Come
bear
in,
now.
little friends.
You
Neela's
woke
got
up
me
an
pinned down.
very
Any
angry
chance for a
bird.
sport?
I've already
I am
watched
no
the RC
Poodle.
chopper.
I am no Poodle.
What hit her?
Come on, Cooper.
I am
Let's
Birb,
play.
no Poodle.
What in blazes?
Birb has got this poodle all
Right,
over your
little
parade.
RC friend. This should be
And I don't even know what I just said.
Come here.
You know those memes where her with the glowing red eyes, like, hey, oh, you got screwed up now? At that point, I just picture Sly in those.
Come on, baby, hold together. Dang it! Damage alert, she's taking damage.
Sly Cooper Wiki actually wanted to how Bentley's screaming, oh my god, in the first game, I said it's swearing, but like, I don't count that, no.
Hate rail shooters.
Yeah, this boss was annoying.
Please don't let that be the rotator coupling. Come on, baby, hold together.
It's particularly aggravating how little damage your shots do versus how much hers do. But considering how many more you can land up at a time, it makes sense. I wish there was a boost button to like rocket out of one day of an incoming shot.
Got it.
Rami blighter? This is a...
Language?
What? Oh no! Oh no!
That was some fancy flying, little friend. Whatever you say, Poodle.
Oh, man. I don't think Sly's gonna live down that.
Hey, Sly, get to that clockwork stomach fast.
I am tempted to have Bentley actually call him that as a callback in the story we're about that I'm going to do. But like at the same time, who's gonna get that?
Good question.
I guess I use this more often in my other playthroughs of this game. Easy box.
I know they're basically supposed to be these syrup bottles, but I just like to think these guys are always drunk on the job.
Yeah.
No wonder they're terrible.
Yeah. No wonder they suck. They're drunk all the time.
Drunk on grape juice. Let's just call it grape juice so they don't get canceled.
Who's gonna cancel us? Drunk people?
Maybe? I don't know.
They'd be too drunk to try and cancel us.
Yeah, that's true.
Or would instantly forget they instantly handed them a bottle of rum or something.
Never thought I'd see the day when a
These
stomach
guys
got
get
turned
the spontaneous ability to warp
Looks like John
continues to
Bassan's
hurt
wised
me.
up and bolted the stomach down. We'll have to crack the engine block to get it free.
Then that's just what we'll do. A well-placed bomb down the train's smokestack will knock it loose. Just make sure to take some cover.
Not so fast. chum. The clockwork part is
Oh,
mine.
not you again.
They will all be mine.
So I guess I'll just
my
move
hair.
back to this topic while we go back to the breeze or something.
Alright, I was not expecting to fight a fucking Elder God in South Park.
Oh yeah,
I would say, but it's close to the end where I don't have the extra pass.
Just save the Black Goat.
Yeah, let's go with Black Goat.
That's right. The Black Goat of the woods with 1,000
actually, since we're bringing up Love Country and stuff, I might as well mention. Apparently, Bear says I have a knack for writing horror.
He does. Like he's really good at like writing like horror scenes. Like the tension that he can build and the execution is like really freaking good.
Not the Cooper Gang, not Interpol, not anyone.
I suppose if you want to show him some of the stuff I've written in that vein, you're more than welcome to, Bear.
Okay.
Sly! Sly! You okay?
I've got an upset stomach on my hands, but other
You're
than
supposed
that,
to drop a
I feel
bomb down
great.
there, and he just dropped the whole friggin' helicopter.
Yeah.
The gang and I had pulled
Also,
off
while
the
I was fighting
impossible.
the Black
We'd
Goat,
successfully robbed all of John Bisson's iron horse trains, and we were walking away with 3, count them, 3 clockwork parts. And as a bonus, we shut down spice distribution in all of North America. Needless to say,
Show,
we were
but I
pretty
know
pleased with
that's
ourselves.
probably something a lot of people
Can't
did.
say the same for Carmelita. Once again,
because
the
Eric
framed
Cartman
policeman
is a
had to run from the
terrible
cops,
person.
which was fun at first,
That is
but
true. I
I'm
mean, I
starting
have
to
seen
feel
like
a little
couple
sorry for her.
episodes, he is a
I
dick.
mean, what if they
One of the
replace
most
Carmelita
darkest
with
things
someone
ever did
else?
was,
I don't want another cop
kill
on my tail.
Scott
She's a big part of why this is all fun.
Scott Terman's parents. Grab him in the
Sooner or
chili and
later,
make
I'm
Scott
gonna have to
eat
figure
it.
out a way to
Yeah,
clear her name.
and here's the even more fucked
some
up
way
part.
other than turning myself in.
It turned out that the dad was his dad.
Was Eric's dad, so he killed his dad and fed him to his half brother. And you want to know what made Eric upset? The fact that his dad was a ginger. Not the fact that he murdered him. Not the fact that he forced his
Things just
half
weren't right
brother
up
to
in
eat
Canada.
their father.
Random acts
It
of
was the
violence were
fact that
popping
he
up
what
like
the hell?
weeds,
The
and
fact
the
that he
Northern
was a
Lights,
ginger.
well, they just weren't right. One
Yeah,
night
please,
they'd be
proceed to
brighter
defeat
than ever, and
every
the
elder
next,
god you find.
gone. In Nunavut Bay, I overheard talk
Yeah,
between
I
Jean Bisson
just
and his
like
mysterious
I
partner
hate
Arpeggio.
Eric.
Somehow, those two are behind it all. Tracking
like,
the source of the disturbance was easy. By simply following the
Sometimes
lights,
he
we
actually
were
does
led
get
north
what's
to an
coming to him.
immense lumber
There's
camp.
actually a list on
The sheer number of
watching
fallen
the show
trees
Hey, I'm
advertised Jean
subscribed to that
Bisson's
channel on
presence
YouTube.
and that he
of
was in
like
possession
all
of the
the like
clockwork
all the
tower.
times he actually
The
got what
Phoenix
was coming
Raccoonist
to him.
makes numerous references to the
Man,
town
if I had
slicing through plates of steel. A skilled lumberjack like Bassan could clear a forest in hours while wielding the
I would be
artifacts.
somewhat unsolvable.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 'cause
Those
things
talons
are,
have got to
can cut
go.
through anything, and
Both
they
to
don't wear
finally do
down.
away with clockwork and to
Well,
save
yeah,
the
they're
environment
full by
from this
hate.
twisted sense of progress. The world just doesn't need
I'm
to
a
make
big
space
Birb
for
fan.
another strip mall.
Thankfully, they didn't persist in just the one freaking eye.
Yeah.
I think that's racist.
Menace from the North.
I think that's racist. That sounds racist.
Oh, I didn't even see the A part until it started to fade. Not racist.
A stereotype, yes, but I don't think it goes quite that far.
Arpeggio's blimp is on its way
It'd be
to pick up the
racist if
battery
there was
from
like a
Zombie
like.
Song. And two, the only way
Because,
we'll
like,
get
if you
cracked
consider
on
that
Arpeggio's
racist, I'd
glove
hate to see what you
is
think of
by finding a
Weird
way
Al's
to
song
sneak
Canadian
aboard his
Idiot.
blimp.
But
Yeah,
before we do that,
I like
we need to
I like
snag
Weird
the
Al
clockwork
Yankovic. He's a
talents
good
off
guy.
John
He's a very good
Basson.
artist.
Time is short and we've got a lot to
Wait,
accomplish.
some of my favorite
but
moments of
first things
Eric
first.
Cartman getting what
This
he
lumber
fucking
camp
deserves.
isn't on any of my maps.
One time,
I need you
he
to poke
pretended
around
to
and
be
take some
disabled
recon photos.
in order
They'll help
to
to get my
participate in the
sensors
Special
oriented.
Olympics
No problem.
to win $1 million.
Recon photos, I got covered.
In anticipation of the icy climate.
Turns out
I took
Special
the liberty of
Olympics actually
modifying
requires
your cage. It can now
some
separate
bit
into
of
two
training on the
smaller
participants' part.
cages, useful for ice
So-
climbing.
Having actually participated in a watered-down school version of the Special Olympics, that's still sort of true.
So Eric lost every competition because he underestimated what would be happening and thought, "Oh, it's the Special Olympics. I can just coast my way through it because I'm not because I'm a normal person." And he lost every single one.
Yeah.
And that-
I can win all this because I'm a normal person. Eric, nothing about you is normal.
There was another good one. Oh yeah, when he got hit by a bolt of lightning thrown at him by God. Apparently he pissed off God, and then God struck him down with a bolt of lightning.
I wish that happened more often.
There's also,
Winter is that messed up.
there's also, there's like two separate incidences where Cartman gets into a fight with another character.
It's good to see you buy a Cade upgrade.
The first time was with Kyle, after they had to go to Canada to save Kyle's brother Ike. And they ended up missing Christmas. And Cartman got pissed. And he started taking his jacket off and his gloves, like, "Alright, Kyle, let's fucking throw down."
Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. You and me. Right now. Let's go.
And then Kyle just lightly
Hits him.
hits him, and then Kyle just starts crying. Or Cartman starts crying, sorry. Like, Kyle just lightly hits him, and Eric just goes, and the other time is when Wendy, like, physically beat the shit out of him. Although, I think my favorite has got to be the post-COVID special. Where, long story short, the boys travel back in time. Like, post-COVID takes place like 30 or 40 years in the future where they're
This
adults.
place is bear country, all right.
And they have to travel back in time
He's
in
putting
order
out a
to
slight
supposedly
radio
prevent COVID from
signature.
happening, but really, it was to keep the four boys from ever splitting up as friends. And in the good future that results from them staying together, Cartman.
Becomes a joke.
No, that's in the bad future. That's so weird out of context. No, in the good future, where everyone else is happy, Cartman is miserable.
Particularly old.
He never left South
I
Park.
guess this logging
He
camp has been
never
around for a
converted
while.
to Judaism. Never met his wife. He stayed in South Park and did nothing with his life, and is now just an a homeless alcoholic who just sits on the curb screaming "fuck you" at Kyle. And it is the most appropriate, like, if that's where Cartman ends up in his future, I am happy with that. Because that means everyone he has ever fucked over can now,
John Bison's house.
like,
The lair of the beast.
he is
The den
literally
of
just
evil,
scum on the
epicenter
street
of
now.
ecological destruction.
I also found out that their friend Kenny is
Oh my god, they killed Kenny.
functionally immortal, and I don't just mean like the in. I just don't mean the running gag of him dying and coming back.
I remember the Kitty Monk video on him and his family. Legitimately, every time he dies, he's just immediately reborn.
Yes. There's an in-universe explanation as to how he keeps coming back to life, and it's because his parents joined a cult once. Apparently Cthulhu's cult. Or something. But there's an actual in-universe explanation as to why he keeps coming back. And I love it. But that also means that once his mom dies, he can't come back anymore. Which I believe is how he ultimately, like, that's why he died for the final time in the post-COVID specials, because his mom was already long dead.
That door seems to be locked from the inside. Try to find another way in.
Oh yeah, I just remembered. The whole fucking reason Eric Cartman killed Scott Tenorman's parents and fed them to him as chili is because Scott Tenorman ripped him, scammed Eric out of $16.
And so confused.
Yes, I was going to avoid that.
The entrance is
Yes.
barred from the inside.
He ripped them off at, like, he scammed him out of $16.
That's the battery charger, but where's the battery arpeggios coming to pick up? Might as well get a shot of old Jean Bisson. Oh, Sly, listen in. He's mumbling to himself.
I'm done ranting about South Park
You
now.
got it in you. Those lumberjack games need some more competition.
Anyways.
What would attract the participants? Bullseye.
Sorry, I just
I'll
had to get that off my
post our
chest.
talons as a trophy.
No, by all
That'll bring
means.
in the competition. Although, who
But,
might get paid? I'm gonna win just
What I
like
was
every
gonna
other
mention was
year.
that probably one of my favorite things I've written recently was in the very same Transformers story I've been referencing.
Back to the safe house. We need to talk
Optimus
about
Prime
these
comes
lumberjack
back to the base after like 4 days of arguing with the UN over how best to approach the Citadel and make the best first impression possible.
John Bisson has
And he is just
thrown down the
completely drained.
With the Clockwork Talons
Yeah,
as a
'cause it's the
trophy,
freaking
we'd
UN.
be fools not to participate in his lumberjack games.
Add on to the fact that with more
Fortunately,
her
due
recent
to
things,
frequent
the
avalanches,
depictions of
a
Optimus
log
basically
chopping
confirming
guy was
he's an
frozen in a
introvert.
wall
I mean,
of
he was a
ice
friggin'
not far
librarian
from our
in
position.
more continuities than not,
Sly,
so
you're in charge of acquiring the book.
makes sense.
I'm sure it will prove invaluable.
Like, it's even
Now, we're all
worse.
aware that Arpeggio's blip is coming to pick up another battery. To sneak aboard without incident, I'd recommend we pull a Trojan horse and stow away inside the battery. However, the location of the device is still a mystery. We need some inside information. So, working together, you two will infiltrate the Moose Guard's secret RC combat club. Those guys all work in the lighthouse. If you win the battle, I'm sure they'll talk. Despite his antique mind, John Bisson's no fool. To keep tabs
One
on
of
him, we'll need to
more
bug his
popular
house,
moments I
steal the
did
radio
was just
tags off
having
local
King
bears, and then
stare
jerry-rig
at
them into a
Optimus until
sensor
he remembered
array.
to take his energon.
It's a challenging set of
Yeah.
tasks, and that blip's on its way.
But you can tell how
Let's
much
get to
I'm
work.
enjoying the scene by how much detail I put into the character's expressions and movements. If only I could learn to actually make that consistent so I can keep up the quality as often as I can. Like... Yeah. Another clear moment that had Bear liked was the interaction I had between Cup and Hot Rod.
Yeah, because it was very father-son like moment.
Aww. I have no idea what you're talking about. That's okay.
Cup and Hot Rod are... Well, Cup is my favorite Transformer. I have a decal on
Cup is basically the war veteran who's seen literally everything, and will not hesitate to give you advice or an anecdote or tell a story about what it is he saw. He is basically war grandpa.
Yeah.
Hot Rod, best described as turbo revving young punk by Cup himself.
Yeah, and Hot Rod would eventually become the second leader of the Autobots.
Because he has potential. He's just too irresponsible to utilize it at the moment.
He's too young.
Say he's young at heart.
Well, Bear and I have this headcanon, especially after the last run of IDW Transformers, where they introduced a concept called mentorship, which was basically the Cybertronian equivalent of adoptive parenting, foster parenting, something like that. Basically, to be a mentor in Cybertronian culture is to be an adoptive parent, providing the guidance and wisdom that a younger Cybertronian, fresh from the well of all sparks, needs to survive.
Several off-duty guards meet in that cabin.
So basically, Cup became Hot Rod's mentor.
This is going to be great.
Effectively becoming his
I haven't
adoptive
been in
father.
any RC combat since that job with Hold in Istanbul.
Which is why I depict them the way I do, because that headcanon kind of bleeds into what I'm writing.
Yep. We also decided that in terms of voice, of like how you sound, Cup would sound like Arlie aka the infamous, one of the most famous,
Bear, you're the one who came up with it, and I just rolled with it.
yeah. What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Again, I am waiting for the right time to actually get Cup angry enough to start yelling now. Especially since Cup's alternate name is Sergeant Cup in a bunch of the quote-unquote more recent Transformers stuff because of the trademark issues with his name. It just fits. I mean, they even give him a Cybertronian equivalent of a cigar more often than not.
Hell yeah, they do. And they just call it a sidecar. Like...
And it looks like a spark plug in some media. Like, if I had to pick my favorite old man character amongst the Autobots, Cup is definitely among the top 5, at the very least. Depends on if you include certain versions of Ironhide and or Ratchet.
Like, regular Ratchet is fine, but thanks to animated and Prime, I will always think of Old Man Ratchet. And
Yeah.
especially because of Prime, I will always think of Old Man Ratchet, voiced by Jeffrey Combs.
That's the voice I pictured Ratchet having in my story, actually. Again, waiting for the inevitable, I needed that to happen.
Like, I don't remember if they ever... Like, I think the Green Energon episode, I think, was, like, the only real reference to Reanimator. Jeffrey Combs, like, one of his most famous roles. But,
Murray, heads up.
I don't know if they ever did any quotes or anything. Well, I guess it wasn't quite fresh enough.
There are drug tests that pay with this, how it affects Ratchet.
Oh, I'm in, eh? I ain't got
Which,
a
by
lot
the
of
way,
money for this wager,
mind if
but
I
there's
share
no
some
way
trivia
I'd
about
lose
that
to a guy
episode
like
with you?
huh?
Sure.
So, there's a scene in the episode where Optimus attempts to talk Ratchet out of mistreating a Decepticon because he was a servant class miner. He's basically not even armed. All he does is mine Energon.
Right.
Ratchet tells Optimus to his face, you know what your problem is? Your thought. You didn't count Megatron in a scrap when you had the chance. Multiple chances at that. In an earlier draft of the script, he would go on to imply that Elita 1 had died on Cybertron and blame it on Optimus, at which point Optimus would have punched him.
Yeah, I remember that. That would have been fucking cool, but no, they had to.
Instead, they wanted Optimus to keep his cool even in the face of that kind of verbal abuse. So they changed the way the interaction went.
It would have been great if they kept it as it was in the script. Because, like, first of all, reference to Elita 1, and second of all, we rarely ever get to see Optimus. It was his goal.
Let Optimus be more human, for lack of a better phrase, by having him have his limits.
Yeah.
Ratchet pushed the wrong button and got hit for it. Talk shit, get hit.
I ain't got no money.
That might be okay. It all depends.
Depends on what?
On whether or not you know the location of the Northern Light battery.
Oh, well, I guess I owe ya.
The existence of that moose head on the wall raises so many questions.
Yeah. Did they kill one of their own for cheating in that game? Probably. And then just mounted his head on the wall?
Probably.
If so, Canadians are more raw than I thought. I say while remembering that they legalized euthanasia.
I want you. Stop attacking me. God. Don't attack me, Eagles. I want you. Sorry.
Wait, yeah, I had a story idea. It involved a different group of Autobots crashing on Earth. And one of them was a character called Pharma, who appeared in the IDW comics.
Oh god, I think I know that guy.
Yeah, the idea I had was that there'd be a time skip between when they crashed and when the Autobots are seen active. And there are some new faces and old faces, but one missing face, that being Pharma. The reason being is that the Autobots were trying to find, when they crashed on Earth, they jettisoned cryopods of all the Autobot crew that were on the Ark. Because I love Beast Wars.
Space Bomb doesn't.
And while trying to find their missing crew, Pharma would go out on his own and find the cryopods, or the stasis pods, and experiment
On them.
on his own people. And like that was the reasoning, like that was the reasoning I gave for why one certain Decepticon looks so different from his Autobot brother.
Ooh.
Because Pharma was experimenting on him. And like the Autobots, like they no longer associated with Pharma, and like they tried to like arrest him and like put him in a stasis pod, but he gets away. And eventually he's encountered again, and then they shoot him, like one of them shoots him in the head and his head explodes. But he comes back, still experimenting. The first time he comes back, he started to experiment on humans.
That's not good.
And the second time he comes back, he's experimenting on humans and Cybertronians. Because the second time he comes back after getting shot in the face, he developed Headmaster technology.
What's that?
Basically, you know what? I have a Headmaster toy. I'll be right back.
I got this. A headmaster in Cybertronian, like in Transformers lore, a headmaster is effectively a transformer with a head that turns into a smaller robot, be it an actual robot or a robotic exosuit for an organic partner.
That's really cool. So it's kind of like a little Gundam almost.
More or less, it's supposed to allow the human to take over her other functions so the Cybertronian can operate more efficiently.
I thought I had a Headmaster toy on me, but I guess they're all in the box or something.
I think they're over there.
Alright. Well, basically, Pharma created the Headmaster technology and created a human form for him to operate undercover. Both Pharma's voice and his human appearance as a Headmaster would be Jeffrey Combs. As a reference to Reanimator and Herbert West's obsession with experimenting on the dead and trying to bring them back to life.
Real.
So, I got enough other Transformers thing to bring up, but first things first, I explained Headmasters, but that is only one of the other variants. Target Masters are basically the equivalent of Headmasters, but instead of the robot's heads, these guys turn into the weapons of the Cybertronian in question. Hence, they started as Target Masters because it was only, you know, blasters and guns and the like. But it eventually expanded to melee weapons and they got renamed Battle Masters.
Yep.
And lastly, we have
How are
Power
we supposed to get
Masters,
to it?
which
Wait for more
these
global
guys
warming?
transform into engines that had, in the toys, these were what allowed the Autobots and Decepticons to transform in the first place. In the comics lore, because the cartoon was off the air at this point, in the comics lore, these guys effectively served as a fuel filter and auxiliary battery for Cybertronians to continue operating in environments where fuel was either poisoned or simply difficult to come by. You know the old anime gag where the protagonist eats so much because they spent so much energy doing all their adventuring and fighting?
Yeah.
Well, Power Masters actually eat like that.
Okay.
They need that much energy to keep going because they're supporting not just themselves, but their Cybertronian partner. that's out of the way, time to move on to something only tangentially related.
Yeah.
And now for something completely different.
Attention all you fellas working the sawmill. Make sure you keep a steady watch.
So,
Prowler's been spotted.
I have another story going. Bear hasn't really checked in on it recently, and I haven't added much to it recently, so there's not much to check in on anyway.
Once we get to them old oaks up near Lookout Mountain,
I had decided, what would a
you should still
like,
enjoy
I was inspired by the IDW Transformers MLP crossover comics, and I'm like, well, what if I took a series that wasn't G1 and crossed it over with MLP and see what happens there?
Oh, right, the Beast Wars, My Little Pony crossover.
I took inspiration from Beast Wars and from Transformers Animated.
Now, to get that laser pointed at the ice wall, you'll need to alter
Yeah.
the direction with the crystal
I
sign
forgot
in
about
your
the
pouch.
animated part.
I see. I just walk
Yeah,
where the
I'm
laser
using
stops,
the animated
place a
cast.
crystal,
What
and
I
I'll
took
bounce the
inspiration
beam to a
from
new
Beast
position.
Wars for,
That
or
log
so the
chopping book
entire
is
Beast era in
dissolved.
general, is the mechanics of how the Beast modes work.
Right. Well, Chocobo would absolutely love that because he loves My Little Pony. Friendship is magic, I mean.
Yep.
So, I'll just leave this out here. Optimus Prime is an alicorn because Teletran just happened to scan a bunch of things at random. And Twilight Sparkle got scanned, so that's where Optimus's alt mode came from. Now, anyways, what I was gonna mention was what I did with Sentinel Prime.
Oh boy, here we go!
So it turns out, at first, because Sentinel Prime just does not like organics at all, and his own mindset is more or less the antithesis of the magic of friendship, he's having a constant allergic reaction to being on the planet when he's there.
He also refuses to take an organic...
Medicine.
At first, he refuses to take an organic alternate mode and turns into one of Equestria's trades, leading to a running gag of him being unable to actually go anywhere in alt mode.
That sucks.
Believe me, it's well deserved. He's an asshole. Asshole.
Let me put it to you this way. In Transformers Animated proper, Sentinel dragged Optimus and mutual friend Elita 1 on an unsanctioned mission to a supposed Energon cache, only to realize it was a trap and there's a bunch of spider creatures guarding the Energon. And in the process, not only does Sentinel abandon Elita 1 and Optimus ends up failing to save Elita, and Sentinel blames the mission and its consequences on Optimus to keep his position.
Damn, what an
Sentinel
asshat.
only cares about keeping his power and position and will do everything he is in his capability to keep it.
Yeah, and when he found out what happened to Alita, originally, I think he used to have the hots for her, but when he saw what happened to her, he was like, ew.
Beyond repulsed. Just-
Yeah.
Damn.
He refused to even apologize for bringing them on that mission because he genuinely believes it's not his fault.
Wow, what an asshole.
Yeah. So, you see why I did that with the magic of friendship, effectively attacking him on contact.
Yeah, got him.
Especially because, if I'm remembering my Friendship is Magic lore correctly, the magic of friendship is in itself a living entity and might consider Sentinel to be a foreign body.
It is. It's like an actual living thing.
It's basically an immune response at work at this point. So, the characters I've chosen and the alt modes they've been given. Sentinel will eventually be forced to take an organic alternate mode because of their return trip with Ultra Magnus in tow, but well, I mentioned Optimus having an Alicorn alt mode. In this timeline, Optimus managed to rescue Elita from the fateful mission, and she chose to stick with his crew.
Aww.
She got a Unicorn alt mode.
Aww. That's cute.
Bulkhead got an Earth Pony alt mode.
Yeah, sounds right.
Prowl got a Pegasus alt mode. Because in animated proper, he had those jump jets, so I figured why not. Bumblebee got a Bugbear. A Bugbear cub at that. Because he's so small. And thanks to an offhanded comment by Bulkhead, he has actually taken on a new name. Because in his own words, it felt less mean than the one Sentinel gave him. He calls himself Bumblebear now.
Oh, Bumblebear, that's so horrible.
And yeah, he chose his name because, one, it was effectively given to him by his best friend, which there's some sentimental value going on there. And again, in his own words, in his own mind, this one feels nicer than the one he was given by Sentinel. Who was effectively his drill instructor at boot camp. Oh, Ratchet. Ratchet's a dragon.
And clear sight, something else is
I
coming
think
out of the
cranky
big
old
tree.
man gotta be the dragon.
I've never seen such a majestic creature.
really mad.
So
There's
full of life, so ready to live. So much for that.
Yeah.
He's back in the deep freeze.
So much for that, he's back in the deep freeze.
Cheer up, pal. We got the log chopping guide.
Anyways. I mentioned Sentinel's train mode, but he would eventually be given an Earth Pony alt mode, much to his complaint.
Yeah.
And I just imagine him walking around in the alt mode going, ew, 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 with every step.
As for her Jazz, who is also part of the Elite Guard alongside Sentinel, we gave him a Hippogriff alt mode. So Jazz might be one of the most versatile characters in this particular story. Which, given his personality, I feel makes complete sense.
Yep.
Jazz was a little weirded out by his organic alt mode at first, but grew to like it.
I imagine he would.
Blitzwing got a changeling alt mode going into the Decepticons.
Of course, Blitzwing would be a changeling.
Since I couldn't figure out how to do a triple changer properly with these alt modes, so I gave him the next best thing.
Well, like, the closest thing you could do is, like, a Fusor, but even then, like, how would that work?
Especially considering griffins, hippogriffs, and creatures like them exist. There's a freaking manticore in the first couple episodes. Actually, on that note, I probably could have made him a manticore or a freaking whatever else. Like, if there are already mythical creatures that are effectively hybrids of other more common animals, I could have done that.
Yeah.
But the changeling thing makes more sense for this more chaotic Blitzwing, since he's got the three-face, multiple personalities thing going. I swear, I've got it in my head where at one point he gets so unstable that the random persona pops back up and the changeling form turns into a bucket of water. Or it turns into a literal Green Lantern. Not even like something from the Green Lantern Corps, just a literal lantern that happens to be painted green. Beware my power?
The wild bears in the area have been tagged with radio tracking devices.
Yeah.
If you can snag enough of them,
Starscream, I
you should be
figured
able
I was
to
gonna
set up
make
a
it to a
receiver
griffin.
array around Jean Bison's house.
I'm always up for bugging someone's home.
The first step is crawling into that bear cave and stealing the goods.
Megatron proved to be the biggest challenge to find an alt mode I had ever had, because I set a self-imposed rule on myself. Do not immediately fall back upon a dragon if there are other options.
Transmitters have all been tagged in their mouths. You'll have to sneak up and pickpocket it while they're yawning.
Sounds safe.
Stay clear of the thin, crackly ice. Walking on it is
Like,
sure
yeah,
way
Dragon
bears.
Megatron was
I'll
a
keep that in
thing,
mind.
which is why it seems like the obvious choice, but I want to do something different. So, at the moment, because I haven't even introduced him as the severed head without a body yet, like, I have time. Speaking of which, Megatron is effectively embedded in the ground, unable to move, and is being worshipped as some kind of god thing by a cult.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I was tempted to just have him be frozen in ice like the 07 movie as a reference to one of the few interesting things in Bayformers, but nah. That would require acknowledging Bayformers had good points.
Well, I mean...
Okay, hey, I can't keep that joke up. It did have good points. It was just horribly mishandled.
Yeah, like I always say this. The first movie was good. I
mean,
like,
I did watch it a lot. It was a fun time in spite of issues with the human characters.
like I would even say the first one was great. But as the sequels kept going, the quality kept dropping.
So I might consider her making Megatron into either a Cerberus or a Manticore now that I'm thinking about it. Just to have one of the extra heads turn into his arm cannon.
The first and third were decent. The CGI holds up amazingly well, though. Drifty.
Like, I'm willing to go with the dragon if I can't think of anything else, but I wanted to throw my own twist onto it. Which is why I consider paying the Manticore or the Cerberus or something along those lines.
I can totally see Megatron as a Cerberus.
Alright, in and of itself, that technically becomes a reference to Beast Machines because there was a Predacon by the name of Bruticus in the Beast Machines line that was described as being one of the few people who kept their spark without being turned into a Viacon because he was already so loyal to Megatron, he was effectively Megatron's guard dog. And he turned into a Cybertronian Cerberus.
Interesting.
the figure was absolutely awful, but it was an interesting concept.
I think a lot of the Beast Machine figures weren't that
Like,
great.
it legitimately wound up as a victim on TJ Omega's Plastic Addict, one of the first few.
Oh, God dang it, I just again. Okay, you might have taken the long way around this time. Much more risk.
Okay, I'll admit that much, Dirty Flea. The CGI in the movies does hold up. Like, surprisingly well.
It's just that the design of like a lot of the robots is just kind of.
Transformers Prime is the ultimate proof I will point to when I say you can clean up the designs and they will work.
Like, there was a point in, I think, the second movie where there's, like, an army of Decepticons in Egypt. And, like, I couldn't tell who was who because the designs and, like, it all just blended together into gray blobs.
Either way, I'm getting off track. I forgot to mention Ultra Magnus's alternate mode. So, the Ultra Magnus, leader of Cybertron in the Transformers animated universe, for this particular story, when he gets to Equestria, takes on a yak for an alternate mode.
Yeah. Yakety yak, don't talk back.
Because it just felt appropriate. It's big, it's bulky, it's kind of imposing.
Only you could have pulled that off.
But not necessarily inherently evil.
Fill you in on the next
Or
set.
threatening. Well, I mean, it's a little threatening, but you know what I mean.
Especially if you know the behavior of the yaks in the first few appearances they had. I'm still kind of miffed at Rutherford.
There you go. Sad that took so long.
Oh, I almost forgot. Since I took Black Arachnia away from the Decepticons' ranks,
Form a
I had
receiver array.
to
You'll have to
alter
place the
some
radio
choices.
transmitters in precise locations around Jean Bisson's base of operations.
Seems easy enough.
Once you're in position, hit the
I'll get to
circle button
Lugnut as soon
place
as I
the
can think of
transmitter.
whatever I can turn him into, but I added Knockout and Breakdown for Transformers Prime, but as animated characters, because I honestly couldn't think of anything else at the time. Plus, from what I've seen, they do translate fairly well into other continuities, as long as you do their characters more or less the same. Only issue is that there technically is a Stunticon breakdown in the animated universe, but then again, this is a very different take on animated.
That's true. Although, I would love to see Menasor in,
Thing is, we see all 5 Stunticons, but they do not combine it to Menasor because apparently combiner technology had not been invented yet in their universe.
That sucks. But I would love to see Menasor, like, on Equestria. Just tearing shit up.
Makes me wonder what I would turn each of them into, though.
Perk up your ears, boys. I'm gonna tell you all the tally for last month.
Like, knowing them, they would probably, like... Actually, no, they wouldn't be able to. I was gonna say they stick with their Cybertronian alt mode, but that wouldn't work.
Because then the magic of friendship itself would then give them a crippling rash.
Chop down 211 acres. Y'all hear that? 200.
Like, maybe like a pack of wolves or something?
Almost brings
I mean,
a tear to my
Timberwolves.
eye when I think about how much
I mean,
wilderness y'all
the
take.
idea is I want to keep them as something inherently fast.
Start putting up those track holes.
will probably be Timberwolves. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen the show, so I'm a little rusty on that info.
I mean, wolves are still fairly fast anyway, so I could genuinely see the Timberwolves thing from a combining aspect. But that's if I eventually bring the Stunticons to Equestria. I just don't know yet because I'm still at the point where the Autobots are getting
Nice
formatted.
work. The array's up and running.
So, I actually kind of went through Teletran's thought process for selecting these
After
also.
reading through the log shopping guide, it's become
These were
painfully
not its
clear
first choices.
that to win in the lumberjack games, we'll have to cheat. Now, I've constructed
I mean,
a
I
plan
would
that
imagine
hinges
it
around
would
us
be.
acquiring an eagle's egg, which is more difficult than you think.
Teletran tried searching for
First,
sufficiently
Murray needs
advanced
to lure a bear
technological
into
life,
taking out
but
the local oil mains.
when it realized the
Once
most
destroyed,
advanced
pressurized
stuff
oil
here
should
were
ignite
arcade
and create
cabinets and
updrafts,
coal-burning
which
trains,
Sly will then use to
it started
paraglide over to
expanding
the
search
eagle's
parameters
nest,
until it finally
grab an
let
egg,
itself
and then
scan
head back
organic
to the safe
almost.
house. Thanks to Murray's undercover work in the RC Combat Club, we've learned that the Northern Light
Only to
Battery
realize
is
there's
hidden
so
in a
much
silo
diverse
nearby.
organic life here that
The
it has
battery
to
needs
narrow
some
the search
serious
again.
modification if we're going to hide inside it to sneak onto Arpeggio's blimp. First, we'll short the battery with grapple lines on local boats. Then, we'll all break into the lighthouse and sever the power flow to the battery. That way it won't recharge. Given my electrical engineering background, this plan has a 97% chance of success. Pretty good, huh?
Gee, thanks, Bentley. Real word cover right there.
Oh, that image. Anyways. Hi, Nexus.
I'm back.
Sup, Nexus?
So I might as well just throw the obvious question out there, Chocobo, but what do you think so far?
I like it.
Of the crossover concept, I mean.
I like it. I'm not much of a Transformer person, but I like that. I was busy with server making, whatever that means.
He has Nexus has his own server.
Lucky. Wasn't know anything about that, so.
That's it, like Discord server.
Oh, that
If
I
we're
do
gonna
know,
get an
because
eagle
I did
egg,
make a
you'll
fan.
first have to destroy all the local oil mains.
One thing I should
It
warn
looks
about
pretty
is that
sturdy.
I decided to kind of
The Murray is
recycle
strong, but
Starry's
his
plot
fists
from
can't punch
Transformers
through metal.
Animated and
No
make
problem.
an equivalent
See that
for
old bear down
Equestria.
there? His name is Grizzleface.
Bear will know what
the
I
guards
mean.
ignore him because he's blind and
Wait, what?
practically nerve dead, except for his sense of smell. If that old guy smells
I
fish,
took the
there's no
Starry
stopping
Sundown
him.
plot and reworked it
Use
into
Grizzleface
existing
to
in
take out the oil
Equestria.
mains.
All it took
I
was just
don't
having the
smell like
stasis
fish.
pod land in a different place.
How can I
One
lure
bear
him
can
around?
send you the invite, says
Bentley's
Nexus.
taken up a post along the river.
I mean, if
He'll
you
keep
want
tossing
to.
bombs into the water, and the fish should get blown sky high.
I thought you already sent
Plenty
me
should
an
land near your
invite,
position.
So you want me to throw a fish at the oil mains
Or am
so
I
that
thinking of
old
like a
grizzle
different-
face will knock him apart?
That's the idea. You might even try throwing fish at the guards. Might improve their odor. Nice work. Trot old Grizzleface over to the next oil main by luring him with fish.
Fish. Wait, I like fish. Yeah, man. What? Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, sorry. Whenever I see stuff like this, I end up quoting a Johnny Bravo episode from a while back that had a talking
Grizzleface has got the
dolphin.
scent. He's coming.
What? I didn't hear you. Says Nexus. That's true. Thank you. again. Oh, there it is.
May not be spring yet, but I'm still getting the March sneezes. Ugh.
Grizzleface is moving towards your position.
In an earlier draft of the crossover I was working with before I backtracked to the, scanning and awakening thing,
That bear can run
one of the
pretty
running
fast.
gags I had
He's on
going
the way.
was that the mere sight of Bubble Bear caused certain ponies to freak out. Because, I mean, bugbears are still big and dangerous.
Bear's coming.
Just because this is a small one doesn't mean anything.
Sensors in the safe house indicate that Grizzleface is on the move.
Also, I'm just gonna point this out, Bentley's a jerk to wildlife.
That bear can run pretty fast. He's on the way.
I'm kind of surprised his bombs can actually work in sub-zero, almost sub-zero temperature waters.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't like. They're just bombs, right? They wouldn't really.
Solid work, Murray.
As long as the
Now that
fuse is
worldwide
protected
starts,
from the water
looks like
itself.
all set up for a paragliding job off the lighthouse.
I don't think it would really affect them.
Otherwise, Bentley probably made a bunch of waterproof bombs.
That's true.
Won't surprise me.
I mean, Bentley makes damn near anything, depending on the needs of the mission.
Also true.
You got blasted and dropped the thing anyway. The Murray might as well start cracking some skulls.
Okay. Let's just get this over with. That's why I was doing this mission first. The oil main mission. Got it. There's one mission. There's a few missions in this game that I hate. That being some of the contested missions. And this one. That being using the oil mains to glide around. God.
Oh God, I just thought of a silly little mental image.
A good one or a bad one?
Just hear me out. Sly and Carmelita eventually do have a son, and when it comes time, they are teaching him how to swim. And I just picture Sly with water wings as Carmelita's teaching them both. why, very much does not want to be there, and his expression does not hide it in the slightest. But he's there, he's got the water wings, and he's just like, this is humiliating. Like water wings, a life vest, like just everything possible to keep him floating.
In the lumberjack games, we'll need to enlist the help of the giant Canadian eagles. Their nest is out on that iceberg. Steal one of the eggs, and then bring it safely back to the safe house. We'll use it to direct the eagle's protective instincts against Bison.
Sure, sounds easy enough. Except for the part where I have to swim a half a mile through freezing water.
Why swim when you can paraglide? With the oil mains all destroyed, the pent-up combustible materials have just caught fire.
I see. The updraft created by the flames should give me some extra altitude.
Just make sure to stay out of the fire. Get too close and old Grizzleface will be...
Oh yeah, I remember this mission. I hated this mission
That's a
too.
charming image, but
That's why I wanted to do this one first. Just get out of the way.
Was the mentality I went into the frog levels with, and I only managed to get through it so well.
Prepare for much failage, guys. Buckle up.
I'm getting the coffin dance crew prep just in case.
Please do. Please do. Because I will probably have a fail. I'm going to do this mission first. Just get out of the way so I don't have to worry about doing it last.
Take another bathroom break. Be right back.
Okay.
Watch out for those eagles, they don't look friendly.
I'm back and there's a cat in my room.
Yay.
Kitty.
Kill his kitty. Seriously, whoever thought this mission is evil. Ugh.
Watch out for those eagles, they don't look friendly.
I hate this mission! Just grin and bear it. Ugh.
He's not a little kitty, Nexus. This is a 20-pound chonker of an orange cat. I named him Loki after we got him. And boy, did I pick the right name. Kraken the Tentacruel says because he's a low-key disaster. I agree, Nexus. I agree. All cats are like babies, they must be cherished.
Watch out for those eagles, they don't look friendly.
You've clearly never met an asshole cat that does not give a shit about what you do.
Well,
yes, yes, yay!
His name was Derek.
At least
He
that's
was-
like
He lived with my grandparents for the longest time. We still don't quite know what his problem was. He randomly just jumped me while I was watching TV at my grandparents' place at one time. He mellowed out after we got him fixed, but yeah.
Great work, Sly.
Yay, now this mission can't hurt me. It can't hurt me. You will not take my soul this day, mission. You will not take my soul. Eh.
Must have missed the parade of failures. Anyways, in the first draft of this crossover, I also made another joke when I had the Autobots more or less as interacting with the ponies and you know, getting acquainted with the equestrian ways of life. Funny enough, Vulcan is the one that noticed that Bumblebear seems to be very popular with kids.
Okay. Where is...
Again, ask Bear, he'll explain the joke.
Was it because Bumblebee, in reality, is like super popular with kids?
It's because he's a kid appeal character, yes. Because, I took a kid appeal character like Bumblebee and made him into the cuddliest darn bugbear you've ever seen.
First, this is coins.
We have been joined.
If I did my math right, and I
Who has
always
joined
do
us?
my math right, then the combination has
Me.
got to be 5, 8,
Your only friend of Jack Shack.
That's not very descriptive. Hold on.
Speed.
Gadzooks,
Oh, hey,
that's
Toro.
a nice one.
I see how it is.
Well, to be fair, I'm not at the chair right now. I'm on the bed. Stretching out
No,
my
I
back.
said your only friend on VR chat. You said not very descriptive.
I couldn't hear you. I'm all the way over here.
Give the bear a break, he don't have super hearing.
Quite the opposite, actually. Whatever the opposite of super hearing is, that's what I have.
Super obliviousness.
That's it. Yep.
Another detail I think I'm gonna keep consistent between the drafts.
That
If you don't
lighthouse
want
is the
fear of
conduit
spiders.
for collecting the northern lights. We need to shut it down, or the silo battery will continue to fill with energy, making it impossible for us to stow away inside.
Like considering
So, you
the
want me to go in
mission
there
that
and
led
bust the
to
thing up?
her becoming
Sounds like
a
work for
black
me.
arachnia
Actually,
that I
this
described
job will
earlier.
require all three of our
In this
skills.
timeline, even though she was
Front door is
safe, I
locked,
still
and
think
you're
it
the only
left
one
him
capable
feeling
of
kind
climbing
of
under the
a
hatch
mark,
on top.
so to
Once
speak.
inside, sneak down
Well,
to the
yeah,
ground
it
floor
would,
and let
but-
us in. We'll help you finish the
I
job.
mean,
All right, see you on the ground floor.
it was a traumatic experience.
So yeah. Possibly even Optimus have a fear of spiders. Considering Optimus was there for the mission, I'm gonna stay
Nice
close.
climbing, Sly. You made it up to the hatch.
Have you?
So, Bear, guess what I found on the yard shack?
What did you find?
A new episode. A new episode with Lubin Riders, Common Rider Shinobi,
Shinobi?
and yes, Shinobi.
I love Shinobi!
I have the episode if you want me to give it to you.
Yes, please.
Alright. Let me hop on with the art.
We're streaming right now, so...
Oh. I'm dumb.
No, you're fine, you're fine. We should have told you earlier.
I'm gonna be honest, I do not pay attention sometimes.
Thanks, pal. Just let me at that Northern Light attractor. It'll be slag in minutes.
Not quite that simple, Murray. I'll
Okay,
reverse the
and
energy flow from the
trying
control
to,
computer while you lift the
make
main
my own
circuit
atmosphere.
breaker. That
But
should
it's
give Sly a
so-
short window of opportunity to climb up the power lines and overload the system from the top.
I swear I'm in a
down,
minority
up,
here
down.
when I
They
say
should
I
put an
actually
elevator in
like
this place.
these hacking missions.
I thought they were okay too.
I haven't played the ones in Sly 4 yet, but from the ones I've played in the original trilogy, I did enjoy them.
Get climbing, Sly. We can't keep this thing reversed forever.
Yeah, this is heavier than it looks.
We did it! The collection mechanism is overloading!
Chalice, let's get you back to the safe house. I can about Mugman and Cuphead and Mugman. Yes, I played that DLC. Have not seen the show though.
I heard the show's pretty good, but it's more like a episodic thing. It doesn't really have like a. The only real ongoing plot is the devil trying to take Cuphead's soul. That's really it.
Trust Murray's informant. That's the silo with the battery hidden inside.
To prepare it for travel, we'll have to drain off its northern light energy. By attaching a boat's grappling hook to the top of the silo, we should be able to deplete power from the battery.
Murray's in position to help throw you out onto the boat.
Once on board, I'll hack into its steering controls and move the vessel close enough to fire its grappling hook.
Okay, I'll climb on top of the silo and attach the hooks. How many grappling lines will it take to drain the battery?
3 should suffice. Once the first line's attached, Murray and I will commandeer another boat. You should stay in position.
Finally, I get the easy gig.
I'm all set to throw you to that boat. These days, my aim is impeccable.
Now to hack the steering controls.
Oh god, not these things. JoJo Lands yet?
Nice work hacking the
I read the first chapter.
I'm already on
And
the
apparently
Shoot
the
grappling
next
hook up to
chapter's
me,
already
and I'll
out.
make
So I
sure
gotta
it's
read
attached
that.
to the battery.
Bruh.
The hook's in place. You guys should head out for another boat before anyone picks up on what we're doing.
What about the Nexus?
Oh! Of course! Why wouldn't he show up in a different universe?
I don't get it.
The mangaka is referring not to Araki, the creator of JoJo, but a mangaka artist within the universe of JoJo. He appeared in part 4 and became a fan favorite character with his own spin-off stories. And apparently he is now in JoJo Land, which takes place in a different universe.
Pennsylvania.
So, back to that first Transformers story I was mentioning, where I mentioned Optimus is coming back from the UN all drained.
The second hook's in place. One more grapple line to go, and this thing will
Part of
be
the
on
canon
empty.
for that story, and it's not even really... Okay, I can't even necessarily call it canon if it's not gonna show up, but like, the headcanon I've got going on is that Optimus Prime plays Minecraft and farming sims and other quote-unquote relaxing games.
I was wondering
I
what
guess-
happened to that guy. Guess he just prefers to be
I can
frozen.
genuinely imagine him being like hopelessly addicted to Animal Crossing.
Why does that make sense, though?
Because it's his personality. That's part of why I came to this conclusion. It was now part of my headcanon.
I was watching this Transformers stop animation. Basically, Megatron finally kills Optimus. Like, gone. And
I said now he'll be back in a week.
no, like he about died.
They hit that running fandom joke. Oh, he's gone and died again. Botheration. Most inconvenient.
But, and he died. And when the other Autobots try to save him, that goes above. So they thought that the next backstop was the fake he's still around. So they had one of the other Autobots make a holographic Beck to fight Devastator with. As we all know, that one goes a little lighter. Until the ghost of Optimus Prime himself actually comes back and rips Devastator's head off.
Huh?
Optimus Prime's ghost comes back from there to rip Devastator's head off.
God damn.
Which Optimus is this?
No, classic G1.
This sounds more like a Baver's Optimus move, if I'm completely honest.
And, like, at first I thought, oh yeah, they actually saved Optimus. Then one of the Autobots opens the door to reveal his dead
I did it. With
body
the
just
battery
lying
chamber
there,
empty,
holding,
we'll be all set
holding
to
the
move
whole-
in.
holding the Spark leadership.
I am both morbidly curious
lumberjack
and terrified
games are
of this
upon us.
population at the same
Now,
time.
despite Murray's study of the log chopping guide, none of us are skilled enough to beat Jean Bassan at his own game. So,
Like,
though
something
it pains
about
me to say
hearing
it,
Robot Dad
we'll have
doing
to
all
cheat.
this just does not sit
Murray,
right with me.
you'll participate in the power log chopping
You know what?
competition.
I was wearing
Get us a good score, and then let Bassan up for his turn. While he's chopping, I'll sneak the eagle egg into his trousers, and the protective parents should disturb his axe swings. Sly, given your ascension skills, I've signed you up for the ice wall climb. We'll keep Bassan from beating your score by pulling him off the wall with some nearby grappling lines. And finally, I'll represent our team in the
Too
log
bad
rolling
Bob
competition.
Cooper wins
With
again.
my knowledge of rotational mechanics, we're sure to get a stupendous score. I will be in charge of greasing Bassan's logs, so he has no chance of beating it. If you guys are ready, I say we head out and show these meathead lumberjacks what we're made of.
I say we go out there and show these
Okay, guys, let's head down there and win
Flex
those
tape and a
talents
lot of
from Jean
prayers.
Bisson. Sly, try to keep
What?
a low profile when we get
Yeah,
close.
Bentley,
We don't
in the
want
game,
him to recognize
I
you.
say we go out there and show these meathead lumberjacks what we're made of. And I follow up with flex tape and a whole lot of prayers.
Excuse me, sir. We humble lumberjacks would
Let
like
me
to
send it
participate
to
in
Jim
your
or
lumberjack
is it sir?
games.
Think you got what it takes to win the Clockwork Talons, eh? Well, I'm sure enough gonna let you play.
I guess if you just put it in the bear cage somewhere, I'll look for it.
Much obliged, partner.
I will.
We'll just take our positions for the competition.
Enjoy the moment while you think you still got a chance. It's as close to winning as you'll ever
That's what
get.
Nexus has.
This
When
year's
you're-
first
Where
event will
should
be a
we put
power
it in?
chopping
Oh,
contest.
react videos.
Like anyone's ever gonna beat my record, but let them try.
I don't know, Nexus.
Probably react videos and we can see this in the next compilation.
Fair enough.
Not bad, Hippo. But watch and learn as I destroy that log without even breaking a sweat.
Okay, Bentley, you're on. Plant the eagle egg on Bassan, and the angry eagle parent should swoop in and throw off his axe timing.
Oh man, the first couple of times I played this mission, like the first time I played Flight 2, I just had absolute garbage luck trying to avoid the birds.
Hurry, you little iceberg.
I'm running out of time. We gotta go.
Here, sir, I think you dropped this, buddy.
What? I think you better rethink them scores, boys. What you intended to give me was perfect tens, right? So your pink friend knows
not
how to
this
handle
one.
that.
Anything but this one, please.
How you handle a vertical wall of ice.
Again, of all the times to not have Bob Cooper with you. Honestly, for the most part, this isn't that bad. If it weren't for that time limit, like...
No, fuck! Not me.
You had to jinx it.
That sad
I
pain of yours
dearly
will milk you with.
apologize.
You're good. You're good. Tries again. Fucking buckle up, buckaroos. Here we go.
God, just imagine if circumstances had lined up so that it was me playing this instead. Oh, this would be going so much worse.
There you go.
For a small raccoon. Now, watch and learn as I demonstrate the art of power climbing.
Hey, leave Kayla alone. He's done nothing
You'll
wrong.
need to hit him with all 3 lines to pull him off the wall.
Better, you know I have to make the jokes. You know I have to make the joke.
Get it! Come on, get it! Come there. I hate this so much.
To quote Murray from episode 1,
Now,
okay.
that's how it's done.
I hate this part so much. Buckle in, guys, buckle in.
does he not know if he's knocking on wood?
That's a good question. Oh, come on. That's a good question. Oh, that's so unfair.
Now that's how it's done.
Why can't they just pull him down when I hook him onto him? Just use some time.
You could say that's how unbearable it is.
That's it in there.
Bear, don't hurt me.
Come on. No!
Now that's how it's done.
I hate these sets of missions. I gotta get to me though. Come on, I can do this.
You can do this. You managed to land the first two. You can do this.
If I can be Twisted Metal Black, I can do this.
If you dodge a wrench, you can dodge a go. You can dodge a ball.
I'm thinking the exact same thing, though.
It seems you have pulled the wrong
No, I was
cards
legit about to
again.
say that too.
Did I ever tell any of you the story about the judge from last year's competition who mistakenly gave me a score other than 10? I see we're tied with only one event to go. Unfortunately for you, I've saved my best event for the last, the spinning log competition.
Okay, looks easy enough. I just need to stay out of the water.
I hated this one especially.
That does look easy though, but to be honest.
In practice, in controller, in hand, not as much. At least for my uncoordinated freaking claws.
Doing needed one from Dilbs is quite honestly harder than this sometimes.
You're one lucky turtle, I'll give you that. But now, watch how a skilled log roller does it.
This is crazy. John Bisson's got those judges so intimidated, there's no way he can lose.
You're right, Murray. Those guys need to go. Okay, I'm just making this up on the fly, but what if I were to lure the judges one by one into that cave? Once inside, you two will knock them out and take their clothes.
Ingenious! When all three judges have
Finally,
been
the only
restrained,
thing
we'll
that's
be able
actually
to
fun.
don our disguises and take their place at the judges' table. Sly, you can use the alarm clock gadget to distract the judges
I
and
don't
lure
think
them
I'll use
into
that,
the
even though I
cave.
bought it. I got
That's a
someone
great
else.
plan, Sly, but you'll have to move fast. Once John Bisson finishes the log rolling event, the game's
Seriously, the
up.
Tom gadget worked equally well here in place of the alarm clock. Oftentimes, I just decided to buy the alarm clock if I've already used the code for the Tom gadget.
For the turtle, it seems easy enough to place themselves as one of the judges. The hippo, though. Did they just... Okay.
Yeah, that guy's dead.
Is Thanos in there or something?
No, John Murray. Oh, that I hate when they do.
You gotta love it, you gotta love it.
There we go.
I don't see how the Hitler will be easily. Okay.
See, that's the best part. Bison doesn't fall for this. Like, this whole trick they're trying to pull off, John Bison doesn't fall for it.
Okay, so he isn't an idiot. Thank God.
He's literally the only person in the franchise up to this point, as far as I know, to ever see through the Cooper Gang's disguises.
Consequences for incorrect scores. Wait a second. You aren't the judges I hired. It's the scrawny raccoon and his annoying friends. Well, if you want the challenge, then why don't you just take them?
Game over, man. Game over.
Oh, my aching head.
The
Those
hippo
talons
just died.
really pack a
The
punch.
hippo's dead, man.
Sly! Murray!
Murray's tougher than he
Wake
looks.
up!
That I'm
Yeah,
not.
I'm awake,
I'm
but
surprised he's
not
not
so
more
loud.
hurt than he is.
I have a splitting headache.
Where are we? What's going on?
This looks like the
A
Fall
splitting
Mill control
headache,
room.
headache. Your head
Bison
should be
must have thrown
split.
us in here for interrogation later.
Ah, the benefits
I, for
of
one,
being
would like to
cartoons.
escape before he returns.
It looks like we're
This
pretty well
ain't no
sealed in
itchy
here.
and scratchy shit.
Unless what?
Unless you can fit through that hole.
I think I could squeeze through there. I'll drop down and try to free you guys from the outside. If there's any trouble, I'll call with this walkie-talkie. You might be able to help
And
me
we're
with
about to
these
find out that
silo
John Bison
controls.
is apparently a
While you
racist.
guys do that, I'll try prying open that steel door. Given enough time, I might be able to make some progress.
I mean, he's a guy from the 1800s, and not
Sounds like a
surprised.
plan. Good luck, Bentley. And remember to shout if I can help you from up here.
Bentley, you okay? I can't see you from in here, but I heard the fall.
I'll be fine. Just give me a moment to catch my breath.
Well now, Candy Bridges. I should have figured a puny turtle like you would find a rat hole to squirm through.
I just dropped my glasses, had to come pick them up.
I ain't like you, boy.
Say
I ain't stupid.
Work here like a normal person, will you?
Just me and my boys paid a visit to your hideout and found all them clockwork parts. The thing, too, Arpeggio is willing to plunk down a king's ransom for the whole lot. I even threw in the talons.
You sold all the clockwork parts? Arpeggio has them all?
I wouldn't expect one of your kind to understand
What's your plan, Bear?
finance of commerce. You turtles
The
are too
fractured
stupid to know a
butthole.
woodcutter from a woodchuck.
That's
South Park.
it. Time I showed you just how stupid we turtles really are. Sly, on my command.
I hear you.
Prepare yourself, Bison.
Hey.
En garde.
Okay, Walnut. Get ready for a smush.
Call out which lever I should pull.
Hey yo, this man really about to turn for Leonardo.
Blood clot.
How's that?
Saw blades.
Bam!
Like I said, John Bison proves to be a freaking racist. Because the turtles are too stupid to understand the finer points of commerce. Too stupid to understand a woodcutter from a woodchuck.
All right.
Yeah, I can see why Bentley's
Come
angry.
on in here, boys. Let's get this varmint.
That's not Bentley anymore. His name's Leonardo.
There you go.
Blood clot.
Yep.
Drop them.
Done.
Saw blades.
Okay.
Blood
I
clot.
love setting King Bison on fire. I don't know why.
Saws.
Are the judges really?
Blades. Blades.
Done.
The judges were just some of his generic goons.
All right.
Fire. Drop them. Cook 'em.
How's that?
Eat dynamite, turtle.
Flash, Birb, what else?
Tougher
Yeah,
than you
cartoon.
are clever.
A little too close to
I
the
don't
wall
know
there.
which lever I should pull.
Logs! Logs! Blades!
Done.
Fire!
How's that?
Drop 'em!
On it.
Logs! Logs!
Come on in here, boys.
Just gotta
Let's get this
full
varmint.
throw logs, trees, whatever, into the head. Ugh.
All right.
Logs! Logs!
Okay.
Flames!
10-4.
Flames!
Bam!
Logs!
Yep.
Fire up!
There you go.
Saws!
Seems like it's gonna
Saw blades!
Bam!
Glad that you
Saw blades!
Not
Hook 'em.
kind of, more like
How's that?
more like a kingdom. I mean,
Logs!
Gohan doesn't run itself, you know.
Flames!
Dynamite, turtle.
Fire up!
With
Blades!
Retailers don't have to admit.
Sizzle and gizzle!
On it.
Blades!
All right.
Logs! Logs!
10-4.
Sizzle and gizzle!
Well, I wish
There
you
you
the
go.
best of fortune.
Logs!
All right.
Come out, boys. Let's get to killing.
You just realized, didn't you, Bear?
Fire up!
Alright.
Logs!
No, because I damn
Logs!
There you go.
My kingdom needs me. Gohan doesn't run itself, you know.
Drop 'em!
Oh,
How's that?
Got him.
Tarnation. I've been done in by some four-eyed turtle. Times have changed.
Once again, Braids triumph over Brawn.
Good job, little buddy. That was some fast thinking.
Don't forget about me.
You did a great job opening that door, Murray.
Thanks.
Attention, John Bisson. Arpeggio's carrier blimp will arrive to pick up the Northern Light battery in exactly 1 minute.
Okay,
That's
enough
very
patting
fast.
ourselves on the back. If we're going to get the clockwork parts back, we need to get onto that blimp.
The silo battery isn't far. If we run, we can make it.
Enough talk. Let's move.
Come on, y'all, let's go.
I'm still here.
Shake a leg. That blimp's on its way.
So there is one other Transformer story I've been working on, based on the Beast Wars. And the Maximal crew in question transforms into, well, first off, led by a different Elita 1, who transforms into a polar bear. We've got Silver Streak, who turns into an owl. We've got Snarl, who turns into a honey badger.
Honey badger don't care.
We've got Stampede, turning into an elephant and currently turning traitor.
As we shut ourselves into the Northern Light battery, it became
And
black. For a
I
few
think most
long minutes,
recently
we
we've
just
got
sat there in darkness.
a Beast Wars version of
No one
Bumblebee.
dared to talk for fear that Jean Bisson's men might discover
Who
where
is
we
the
were hiding.
adorable.
Time seemed to
The
have
thing with Beast Wars
stopped.
is that these are effectively
And
the
then
descendants of the
we
characters
felt
they're named after.
We were being lifted up to Arpeggio's blimp. It was all so strange. The focus of all our schemes had been stolen from us. Our clockwork parts were gone. Looking around the inside of the battery, I knew we all felt it. Failure. I was twitchy and ready for action. Any action. Bentley tried to make some sense of the situation by drawing up meaningless plans. But Murray took it the worst.
And did I hear
He
Bear
just
right?
sat
Did
there
he just call
sobbing
my
while the
version of
team van
Bumblebee
floated
adorable?
away over the
Yes.
horizon. That van was his life. I knew I'd have to find a way to make it up
I
to him.
will accept this compliment.
Alright. We're gonna have to end it here. Little bit.
And tail feathers.
Because we've been here for
3 hours. hours.
3 hours, and I'm still dog sitting.
I didn't see no.
You're okay. You're okay.
Legs are cramping.
I look forward to seeing that team van again in Spy 3.
Alright, so thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92 and the Gaming Chocobo.
Yes.
Joined by Latios.
And
Yay.
everybody.
Oh, and Taro was here briefly. And should be back next Saturday with more, right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll be back next Saturday with more.
That's it.
Thank you. I should be back to streaming sometime next week, because my cousin and her family come back Thursday. So, I should be back to streaming on Friday. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Check your wallets.